Hey guys, we're here at San Diego Comic-Con 2025. We just finished the Hollywood Game Changers panel, and I am here with Hollywood Game Changer.
I'm Scotia Boyd.
And tell us what you do. I hear you work on a fabulous show called...
I did work on Star Trek Strange New Worlds Season 2, and I'm a makeup artist.
And are there other shows that you work on besides Star Trek Brave New Worlds?
Yes, some of my favorite shows include DC Titans. That was a lot of fun. I worked on Season 2 and Season 3 of that. I worked on Letterkenny, which is a Canadian classic that's gotten pretty big in the United States. I remember when I first came to LA, I'm driving down Beverly and I see on the side of the Beverly Center, Letterkenny. I was like, what? That's so cool. That was a really fun.
I was wondering what that was.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It has a certain demographic, I think, that I'm not a part of. That is the audience. But that was Star Trek was an amazing show to work on. Titans was an amazing show to work on. But that one, like, those guys are so funny, constantly running lines in the trailer. Yeah, that was also one of the best shows to work on. And then I worked on a feature starring Rainn Wilson called Code 3. That's coming out in theaters September 12th.
So what kind of makeup do you do? Practical makeup, beauty makeup, special effects makeup?
I do special effects makeup and beauty makeup.
And what is the longest time you had someone in the chair? This is specifically for Star Trek Brave New Worlds.
Okay, so on Star Trek, I worked a little bit with prosthetics on some of the other seasons, some of the other shows. But on Strange New Worlds, I was a makeup artist in the straight makeup team. So it was like a collaboration with the prosthetics department who was in a separate trailer. The cast would go and get their like prosthetic ears put on and their eyebrow covers and then come into our trailer. And then we would put like their beauty makeup on them. But also we did other things like casualty makeups and cuts and scrapes and bruises and infections and facial hair. So we still got to be pretty well-rounded, but we weren't doing like all of the aliens on Strange New Worlds. I wasn't.
I'm curious to know what you prefer. Do you prefer spirit gum or two-way tape?
It's funny. I would say there are some other adhesives that we use now, but probably I would say spirit gum if it's something that's going to be seen close on camera, but I'll use, especially on the face.
Right.
But maybe you could put a little bit of tape sometimes. I've done that for some extra reinforcement under the chin, but I would say spirit gum or like a silicone adhesive we use.
I've had two-way tape put on and
really?
not spirit gum because, I don't know, it's the sweat, you know?
Totally. Yeah, there's a lot of creative techniques and like different glues work for different people. And it's a lot of touch-ups too throughout the day.
And how did you get started in the makeup business?
So funny. It was kind of random. I definitely fell into it. I liked art class when I was in high school. But then I accidentally applied I was in high school. I wanted a part-time job. And I accidentally applied at the cosmetic counter. And they hired me, and I did not know anything about makeup or skincare. So I started practicing on my little sister, and I became obsessed with it. And I remember looking forward to coming home from school and doing makeup on my sister, I had all the Kevin Aucoin books. And so we would like try out different looks from that. And then I started posting them to Facebook, and then people from different high schools in my town would request me for their prom makeups, and then people started requesting me to do their wedding makeup. So I had like a little business when I was in high school, and I knew like as soon as I started practicing on my sister, I was like, this is what I want to do. I want to take it all the way. I want to go to LA one day or New York or LA. But then I started working in the film industry, which I also kind of fell into. And
How did you fall into that?
so it was a hairstylist that I knew that asked if I would come and do makeup on a horror movie. And I just mentioned this in the panel that I just did, but it was a horror movie. So it was like all nights. The whole movie was night shoots. But which is like, now I'm like, oh, yikes. But at the time, I was so in love with it. I think I just loved that, like, you have all of these different creative departments working together and trying to complement each other. So, like, that camaraderie that you feel on a film set, I thought was so special. Like, it's very intense. And so we all got really close. And I just loved that, getting to work with everyone on that show. And yeah, all of the different types of there was like a lot of blood on that show, which I was really into. And I knew from my first movie that was, I'm like, I'm pursuing the film industry. This is awesome.
And those kinds of movies have a collective fatigue among crew members and everything. So yeah, there's definitely a camaraderie there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely. I think that the hardest shows I kind of appreciate in a way, because we really bond on those ones.
Misery loves company.
Yeah, it's true.
Right. Not that it's miserable, but it's a pleasurable kind of discomfort, right?
Yes, sometimes it's just tough. Yeah.
So do you have any advice for our audience out there, IdeateTV? You have any ideations for anyone wanting to get into the business like you?
Yeah, I would say just you have to, I read this amazing book. It's called, not The Art of War, it's called The War of Art by Stephen Pressfield. I would read that. It talks about how if you're a creative, like he's a writer, you have to treat, and you want to go professional, you have to act like a professional. So what do professionals do if you're in a job like you're an accountant? You show up every day at your workplace from 9 to 5. You don't leave if you're not feeling well. You don't leave if you're bored. You don't leave if someone asks to make plans with you. You're there working for someone from 9 to 5. So if you want to be an artist, treat it like that every day, 9 to 5. Treat it like it is your job until you're getting paid to do it.
It's art and business, the marriage, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, thank you very much for speaking with us. We wish you all the luck and all the success in Hollywood.